It's Lisa Lampanelli of the Losers with a Dream podcast. Welcome back. This week, guess what we're talking about? Breakups. I haven't been through one in 12 years, which is why I'll never date again, because they fucking suck. But coincidentally, Nick, Bo, and our lovely production staff, Rick and Lou, have all been going through crazy girlfriend drama and breakups and all that crap. Frankly, I'd break up with all four of them if I could. So listen. Learn from this. It's going to be fantastic. I talk about the guy I broke up with 19 times. Oh, yeah, I was that codependent. And the guy who I said, you'll think about me every day of your life. And guess what he did? That's what a gift Lisa Lampanelli is. So sit back, relax, enjoy Losers with a Dream. Live, laugh, love, Lisa Losers. Yow. Hey, you all know what time it is. It's Lisa Lampanelli, and it's time for the Losers with the Dream, featuring me and, yeah, two other guys, Nick and Bo. I mean, nobody cares. I mean, I'm the star. Are you kidding me? They do nothing without me. Losers with the Dream. You're listening, so who's the actual loser? Now sit back and enjoy Losers with the Dream. Or don't enjoy it. Or don't even sit down. Shut up, burn calories.
Hello, welcome to the Loser with a Dream podcast. We are losers, and boy, do we have some big dreams. First and foremost, before anyone can interrupt me, you're going to go to iTunes.
Shut up! You know what I love about him? He tries to get all his housekeeping done first. Yeah. Well, no, because the big dream is for me to quit this fucking podcast and enjoy retirement. Why am I here? JK, go ahead.
We saw Lisa kill somebody.
Go ahead.
So,
oh boy.
That's assault.
Yeah, but you go out.
And I can't hit Lisa back, so.
Okay.
I'll fucking take a punch.
Or the threat.
That'd go viral,
I
you
feel like Lisa
motherfucker.
could, probably.
What do you think?
Actually, I couldn't because I've never been hit.
Oh,
With
yeah.
my personality.
Keep it up. We'll see if that doesn't change.
Hey, thank you. No, I have never been hit, and I've never hit anyone.
By another woman, ever.
Of course not. In the old days, you didn't fight. When we went to Catholic school, we didn't fight. We saved our virginity. And we did not fight. At least I didn't. No, I've never been hit or hit anyone. And you'd think I would have with the kind of comedy I used to do.
Yeah,
You'd think some like minority would run up on the stage and take a swing. They didn't bother. So do your fucking housekeeping, queer.
All right. I'm scared. It's worse than a physical hit. No. Oh, no. There's electronics around.
Okay, shut up and go.
Anyway, go to iTunes, Apple Podcasts. Leave us a 5-star review. Follow us on Spotify, YouTube. You could follow us on Losers with a Dream on TikTok, which is mostly run by Lisa. But we're there, too.
Let's just pause that and just stew on that for a minute. Why I'm quitting. 60 years old, TikTok. It doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
No, but whatever. You're free to take it over anytime you want, millennials. Go for it.
Follow me at Nick Scopes on Instagram. Follow her at Lisa Lampanelli on Instagram. You could follow this gentleman here at Bo McDowell Comedy.
Or you don't have to, because what good do you get? Basically, with Bo, if you follow him, you're basically just following me.
Bo, if you click the link in his bio, he has a link that goes to that Virginia ham store for the holidays. Use promo code.
You mean honey baked ham?
Yeah, that's
I love honey baked ham.
I'm excited for a ham.
Dude.
I'm ready for a ham.
I'm hungry. That's what I said.
I fucking love ham.
I'm praying for ham.
Wow, that is really. Let's do another podcast called Praying for Ham. And just how we review every ham store in the world. Yeah. And by the way, how does like honey baked hams and edible arrangements and places like that keep a storefront? Wouldn't you think it'd just be an online store at this point?
Just send people ham.
Who's eating ham all year?
Me.
Year
and
round?
I'm going to say something to you about that. Why are we talking about these fuckers? They ain't sponsors.
No.
Okay, here's my sponsorship tip. Don't eat honey baked ham, nor get edible arrangements. Because edible arrangement, you know what they do? They fuck you, and I'll tell you how. You order these things for like a birthday, a funeral, whatever you got. Yeah. All of a sudden, you ask for these chocolate-covered strawberries to be part of the situation. Right. 3 fucking chocolate-covered strawberries. Rest is fucking melon! I shouldn't have 80 pieces of fucking melon.
That's a good
right.
point.
and a goddamn 3 strawberries
worse
because
than
you
a
know some
melon.
asshole in the house grabs it before I do, and then I'm the asshole. I don't like
there.
it, Nick. I don't freaking like it. I just came today so I can fucking hit him. That's all. That's the only reason to show up.
Yeah. All right, we're gonna get into our first
Oh my
segment
God.
here.
Yes, we are.
The mental health check, and we do not do scale of 1 to 10 because that shit is
No.
boring. We think of something creative, something we've been thinking about all week, about how we've been feeling.
Yes.
So, who is gonna go first?
Let's go in order of lowest IQ.
Okay.
Me first.
Yeah. Do you think
Lowest to
your lowest
highest.
IQ though? Because I mean, I'm definitely the highest. We know that.
Yes.
Just because
Cholesterol, you're talking
yeah,
about.
well, that too.
Okay.
248, I think. Yeah. No, that was my weight at my highest.
yeah, I was like,
That's when I bulked up and I was like, well, at least I don't weigh as much as my nephew's football team combined. But no, I don't know who's. I don't think you and Bo are dumb at all, but I don't think you have very high IQs. I don't think any of you are in this categories of idiot, moron, just
Yeah,
plain
right.
stupid.
Yeah.
But who would you really think is the less? I mean, it's
who has a
real
lower
intelligence.
IQ?
It's real
See,
intelligence.
but I don't even know what what would an IQ test even entail. So, like, if it's like a lot of math, I'm gonna.
No, it's different things like
going down.
I think it's if I had to guess who's the least smart person in this situation, naturally smart, not
Yeah.
book smart, not book learning.
Right.
I think it's probably Bo.
Yeah.
Right.
And no offense, Bo, but
No,
you're
how could I take offense to
you
that?
can't because
Yeah.
you went to some college no one heard of other than in the same town where it
The
exists.
schools you go
Right.
to don't matter, by
Yeah,
the way.
it kind of does because if you
No,
go to
not
Harvard,
unless
you
you
kind
go
of
to
want to
fucking
brag.
medical school or some shit.
I had a drinking problem.
You had a dream.
I'm with you, buddy. I think you're great. I think the school you went to is great.
I don't
I'm
think
proud of
anything's
you.
great about either of you.
State schools are fine.
Enjoy the final episode of the
These
podcast.
fucking nerds. Bro.
Nerds. Okay,
you trying
I
to
know
impress?
grammar. I know. I hate
know the streets.
mistakes. You do. You have street smart. No, you really do.
You should see me on the corner out there.
I
Fucking
bet.
toes for cash.
Oh, I bet.
All right, so Bo, you're going first.
Yeah,
All right.
sorry,
I'm going
dude.
first. So this week,
Yes.
I feel like Batman, not Fat Man, Nick.
I didn't
well,
say it.
we knew
Sometimes you
were gonna
have
do
to
it.
interrupt before he says
You
it.
gotta
I have
get
to
out-
agree.
Get out in front of these things.
Because
He's
ever
touching
since you
me.
had your breakup, you're girthier.
Yeah. Well,
I saw
wow.
your.
It's
No,
been about
no,
Dude,
no
you
offense.
It's me. It's her, dude.
I'm not being insulting. I'm just observing. Okay,
is not-
never mind. Wait, let me rewind. Okay, Bo, ever since your breakup, you look really good. So
That's not what you said.
Shockingly, cannot
She's
believe
winking
anyone
again.
would say fat about you.
Okay.
All right, finish your mental
Okay,
health.
okay,
You were
okay, go
feeling
ahead.
like
Sorry, Bo.
fucking Batman,
I'm
dude.
Batman.
Which one? Christian Bale? Michael Keaton?
Michael Keaton. Let's go.
He was
Keaton.
the best.
That's
Okay.
the one we
He's a
grew
cutie.
up on. That's the one we grew up on.
Yeah.
was the
Yeah.
Keaton one.
Okay, so why? This is
Because-
weird.
Last night I was out in Gotham City
Oy vey.
taking care of business. Right?
I mean, standing in a line for an open mic.
No. I was fighting crimes against comedy,
Do you guys have popcorn shrimp or?
doing it all, and I missed my Robin because he wasn't there with me.
Yeah.
Oh my God, that
And-
is so cute. So who's that, Cody? Stop making out.
And yeah, Nick
I
wasn't
missed
there.
you too, dude.
And you know
I
what's
had a
tough?
lot of FOMO about it.
I know,
I'm so
because
stupid.
it's like as Batman, it's like I have to lead you. You know, I have to like take you to the promised land, right?
Wait. We did an episode on codependency. I don't agree. I think that Nick can stand on his own. He didn't feel
but he's not.
shush.
Yeah, I'm Catgirl.
Yeah, Catwoman. He didn't feel like he had to drag you to the stress factor the other night when he was on a show. He doesn't
I
feel
know.
like he has to drag you
No,
along.
and I'm working on my savior complex,
Right.
but I was still Christ last night. I was the ultimate savior.
Christ and Batman.
Yeah, well, yes, a Christ man.
Yes.
Trust
oh,
me, man.
God.
Can I be real? Because my mental health is kind of about that. Like, I had some serious FOMO about last night. I wanted to go, but I was just like, dude, I am just shot and I have to wake up early again, and I was just not in the fucking mood.
Oh my God.
I was not feeling great.
Excuses.
Please, this guy's at fucking work,
anyways.
dude. He logs on at 11 a.m.
I know.
Get the fuck out of here.
Anyways.
So, Bo, you don't have to save Nick from his impending disastrous comedy career.
Thank you.
He has enough natural ability that if he wants to make the effort, he could be a big success. And I think
Did you hear
he'll
that?
be fine. No, I really mean it. I think he'll be fine without
Right.
you. But
Okay.
yeah, it is tempting to be like, oh, let me invite so-and-so and then have them spurn your advice and not even show up.
Yeah, and I had to get another Robin to drive me.
Okay, you should be able to drive yourself.
Oh, listen, I don't do that.
Did the steering wheel just hit you in the gut the whole way? Wait, you have a Sherm drive you?
Yeah, I had a Sherm drive me to the city.
He should
BJ.
say.
I knew it.
Did Shermy BJ go up?
Yeah, I got him up, of course.
I think you love being a big shot, don't you?
I just here's the thing.
If he ever, I'm serious right now. If he ever gets any real fame or money, it's
know.
gonna be a fucking problem.
Well, I think the problem is I get that it comes from a good place, I think, but the other half comes from huge just codependency and wanting to help people, even if they don't want to be helped.
Yeah, well, and I mean, there's always gonna be another guy in line that's gonna need me.
Yeah.
So it's no big deal, right?
But is there always going to be another guy in line who
They
needs
just seem
you?
to need. They want to grab on to the coattails.
Or possibly
Or
the
love
love handles. Okay, that's it.
We need to stop with
No
this.
bullying today.
Bo is a great man.
He is?
I don't know. I've
I really
decided
like
to change
What's
my.
your mental health?
I like Bo a lot. I like both of you very much. I just don't think you have to drag Nick along. And Nick
I know.
does have different priorities. He has to get up at like 4:30 and train gay men. I mean, it's really hard for him.
Trust me, there's
Yeah,
time.
I forget
Dude, if
that
I
he's a big
had,
life.
if I had like a job where I just had to be there somewhere at 9,
Yeah, you have literally
8.
the worst job for an aspiring
be there,
comic.
dude. Just had a whole month of like being. Well, I'll talk about it now.
Okay, so you go ahead. Okay. From Batman to
My mental health. I feel like this entire month, I feel like DMX
why?
because I'm slipping, I'm falling, I can't get up.
Life alert.
Also, I'm bald from Westchester and I have financial problems.
Yeah.
Yep, that's
And I'm
it,
addicted to crack.
dude.
But no, I feel like because this month has just been, I got the stomach bug of a lifetime the beginning of the month.
Yep.
Yeah.
Then we went right into our live shows. Then things were kind of getting on track. Then I got, and we'll talk about this later, broken up with, I'm doing quotations, broken up with whatever, right?
Yeah.
That sent you into
That-
full on tizzy.
And then I was just like, oh. Then I got sick again. By the way, these are all not COVID, all been tested.
Yeah, I
I
wouldn't
just
be
got
sitting
sick
next to 'em.
again. I was like, shit was pouring out. I was like, dude, this month is just not going my way.
Yeah.
And I just started to feel really like good and normal again today. That's why like I wanted to go last night, but I was like, I just need one more fucking night. I need to chill.
I agree
And
with
I
you. You know
finally-
your limits.
I finally feel normal again today, but I think it was a combination, right? I physically got sick. We had our live shows, which I get, I always get nervous before shows regardless. I'm in a full panic, then into a breakup, then into getting more sick again. My immune system was already fucked, and then it just got
Right in
hammered.
the ass.
Yeah,
Well,
so
when did DMX, how old was he when he died?
it's like a year ago. He was like 52.
52. So you've got like 20 years left.
I'm ready.
Before you die.
Yeah.
Wouldn't life be, and this is not promoting suicide at all, but my trauma coach says, and this is really, really smart. So people, I don't think there's one person in the world who hasn't been like, wow, it'd be easier if I just wasn't here.
Right.
Like who had not really suicidal thoughts, but they have that
Right.
thing where they go,
Yeah.
this would be so much easier. Like I even said to someone who I know who just had a baby, a good friend of mine, I said to her 2 weeks ago on the phone, she's like, the baby this, and my
Yeah.
new job I'm starting, and my new company I'm starting. I go, wouldn't it be easier if we were dead? And she's like, oh yeah. So
Kill the baby.
I'm not saying we won't, but my trauma coach says that's when you do parts therapy, which is we have so many different people inside of us. There's no gay joke there, Nick.
I'm actually, I missed it. Don't
Yeah,
worry.
sorry. Okay, we
actually
have people
listening.
trying to protect us and people who just kind of, they're different parts of us. And he goes, there's a suicidal part that just goes, yeah, it would be easier. And then we just move on from it. We don't panic from it.
Yeah.
But do you think by 52, like DMX, you probably will kill yourself as we would hope?
I think he killed himself with drugs, but yeah, No, I don't think so. I'm too strong for that. I won't do it.
I think it's a good idea to set an age
definitely
limit for yourself.
I definitely like texting
That's
my
true.
friends it,
You
though.
know?
I think it's fun. Be like, I text my buddy Anthony after everything happened, and I went all caps. I go, "This is it." He goes, "What do you mean?" I go, "Last Christmas, dude. Better enjoy it with me."
about that,
He just
though.
goes, "Shut up. Come over
from
my house."
simply my age, I'm always going, is this my last Christmas?
Yeah.
Because I'm only 60.
You're 60.
But so what, man? Wouldn't it be kind of cool to go out young?
No.
Yeah.
I don't
you have
imagine.
no choice, but
I don't imagine too many people would be that upset if I died. Like, not like they wouldn't be happy, but they'd get over it pretty quick.
Yeah. We
Like, I
get
think-
a bump in the podcast. We talked
I think
about that.
so. I
that
think
Tupac bump.
you know.
She
so I
dies.
think-
It's like, "Hey, man, at the
So
crossroads, it could be lonely."
I hate when they sing. So, hey, all I'm saying is, if I go, I go, and it don't matter.
Yeah.
Okay, good. I'm glad we all agreed on that.
Don't go, Lisa.
I won't. I shan't.
Don't go.
Okay, stop
know.
singing.
Anyway, you're up, headliner. How's
right.
your mental health?
Well, my mental health, obviously, it's a little crazy today.
Yes.
I know that's like a pejorative word, and you shouldn't say crazy anymore because that's like politically incorrect. It means I shouldn't say it anymore.
Google it off camera.
Because remember in the old days, you could call people crazy. Like you could be like a friend would have a mental health problem, and you go, "You're fucking crazy, man."
Yeah.
Like that's how I dealt with it, which is probably why I don't have any long-term friendships.
Pussy. Just kick 'em.
But now you have to say, "Oh, you're going through mental health struggles."
Right.
I just like you're fucking crazy, dude. But
Yeah.
again, I don't fucking know. I ain't young. So I feel like I'm up and down a lot.
Yes.
Like I decorated the house for Christmas. It looks so nice. Every night I put on the candles in the window. I put on a little music. Me and Parker and Peggy watch a little holiday movie, even if it's awful.
Yeah.
Like Holiday. Did you watch
No,
that?
that sounds terrible.
Who's in that?
Awful.
Yeah.
Straight up trash.
Who's in it?
Emma Roberts. It's about this guy and girl decide it's too painful to go home for the holidays alone.
So they pretend to be with each other and they fall in love.
Well, no, they don't. They do eventually, but I don't want to give the ending away.
Okay.
But no, so they go through a year of holidays with these two. Anyway, it's a terrible movie, but it's really fun to watch with the dogs, and the dogs
Yeah.
even roll their eyes because it sucks that bad.
Yeah.
So I've been up, so that's 1 minute. Then I'll be like, oh my God, everybody's going to come on Christmas and they're probably going to leave early. Oh my God, I know what am I going to do from 6 o'clock on? Oh my God, should I call backup friends and say come over? Like I've been, like it's so up and down. So my mental health is a sorority girl's head at a frat party. Up and down and up and down and up and down. That's what the fuck I'm talking about.
Blowjobs.
She still got it. Yeah, does everybody get that visual? Because your head goes up and down, theoretically, when you're piping someone.
Ooh,
Piping.
Piping. So, yeah. So, hey, let's do our best. We're clearly not all playing with a full deck today. You can say that in the old days, too.
Everyone, production, the talent, we're all fucked
We're all
up.
effed in the head.
Except Rick's probably the best, though.
Yeah, Rick's good.
Always.
And Lou's back.
Yeah, Lou's back.
Good.
No one's going to notice, but he's back.
He doesn't say much, but he's an integral part of the situation. So listen,
He's something.
let's keep it together.
Yes.
Let's try to help these people, these poor, pathetic losers who are listening, and I know you're out there. What are we going to tease our little first segment? I'm getting the fuck out of here for a minute.
Dude, I'll tease you.
Go
Oh,
ahead, say
God,
it.
please.
So today we are going to talk about breakups. Bo has gone through one recently. I've gone through sort of one recently. I'll explain. And also our production company over here has gone through some breakups. We are
Like,
just...
what a coincidence that I
we
walk
came in and
here.
they're like, Lou's like, yeah, broke up with my girl. Rick's like, yeah, my girl broke up. And I was like, what the hell?
And
what is going on?
I went through a breakup 12 years ago. So
This
I
is like
will
a
say,
fucking. This podcast is like an episode of Black Mirror. Like whatever we say is gonna happen, we just come here and then everyone's
Yeah.
going through.
God, can we do Bo never gets rich and famous episode?
It's all her.
But yet, then he gets really skinny and buff. And which would you pick, by the way?
Yeah.
Skinny, buff, and a great wife, or rich and famous? And be careful you don't just answer me flippantly, like you
I
could
know
be a
he's
little
gonna say.
bitch. Really, what? True happiness with a woman, kids, nice house, thin, good cholesterol, unlike me,
Yeah.
or rich and famous. that leads to nothing but misery. Which do you pick?
Well, I think I would take. I would definitely take the girl and the house and all the things.
Because you know that there's a chance of happiness with something real.
Yeah, and I'll be funny always. Doesn't matter.
Okay, why don't we just go to the next thing? No,
We're gonna take a quick
you have that
break.
gift. No, you have a gift. You have a gift. Okay, go ahead, Nick.
We're going to take a quick break, and then we're going to come back and talk about our topic, which is
Breaking up is
breakups.
hard to do.
We can't sing. She fucking sings.
Now I know.
Show
I know
tunes
that
every
it's
20
rough.
seconds.
Shut up. I hate you. Goodbye.
What 70s sitcom is that from? We'll be right back.
Hey everybody, Lisa Lampanelli here from Losers with a Dream. As you know, me, Bo, and Nick are losers. We have really big dreams, and one of the people who help us reach our dreams is the good folks at Royal Fox Studio. They specialize in producing podcasts, as you can hear, and they can get your show sounding amazing like ours. I mean, seriously, I sound fucking great. Make sure to check them out at Royal Fox Studio on Instagram and on all social media, where you'll be able to see a list of all the great shows they produce, including the best one ever, Losers with a Mother Effin' Dream. Yeah.
Hello and welcome back to the Losers. Oh my god. Did the mics cut out? Did they short circuit? The church next door is like, yes, Lord, yes. Hello, welcome back to Losers with a Dream podcast. We are losers.
And we have big dreams.
That's right, baby. You and I.
Yeah.
In an affinity pool in L.A.
Yeah.
with money and chicks, dude. Yeah, dude. What happened
You're gonna
there?
have guys.
Ooh, that's fine. As long as they wear makeup. Listen. So we're going to get into our topic of the day.
Yeah.
We're talking about
Falling out of love. Having a bad time.
talking about breaking up.
Crying with your friends.
We were talking about breakups.
Yep.
Okay. Breakups with people.
Yeah.
Breakups with things. Breakups with this fucking podcast. It's over.
Yep.
So, how did we come to this topic? Well, if you've been listening, and I know you have, a few weeks ago, our friend Beauregard was dumped. She said, listen, I don't like your black pants. I think they're stupid.
Yeah, she called me. And
Yeah.
she let me know that it's no longer a thing. And here's the thing. I was a good breaky. What is that? Is that the...
Let's just say yes.
Yes. Okay. I was a good breaky in this situation. I understood where she was coming from. I was like, yep, very good. Good for you. Enjoy your life.
Enjoy your remaining years.
And I was like, yeah, no, that's fine. You know what I mean? Like, there are some breakups where it's just like, yeah, that's, good. Good on you. You know?
Yeah.
Whatever you got to do. Right?
Yeah.
This was definitely one of those. The only sadness I really felt from this breakup was just the few days later I did feel loneliness, right? Because I had to be alone
Right.
again. But there wasn't a whole lot of, because it wasn't a very long relationship,
Right.
there wasn't a whole lot of, tears that needed to come out for it.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, I remember when I was in middle school and I had my first girlfriend and I did not know what to do. And I was confused as to why I had a girlfriend. You know what I mean? It just didn't make any sense. I was just like, we were like texting and that was it. It was one of those like relationships, when you were like, 12 or 13. And we were on a field trip and she sent one of her friends to come get me. Right?
I love this game.
Yeah. And she goes, hey, Dylan wants to talk to you.
His name is Dylan.
No, her name was Dylan.
Okay.
And I was like, okay, all right, I'll go. I was like, yeah, whatever. Talk to my chick. You know what I mean?
He's like, gee, guys, I gotta go. I can't play Creep in the Carrot today.
Yeah.
Dylan needs me.
Yeah. So I went, and she was like waiting for me at like a park bench. And I got over there and I sat down. She was like, so I just feel like this isn't working for me. You know what I mean? And I was like, okay, cool. You know what I mean? Just like,
Dude.
just like, yeah, no, I guess it's not. Like, you know what I mean? Just like, even when you're 12, you're like, what working? We haven't done it. Like, this is nothing. You know what I mean? You're like, okay. So I remember just being like, all right. And then I just like walked away. And it was the same feeling I had last week when she broke up with me, where I was just like, oh yeah, all right, you know, yeah. I mean, like there was no skin in the game yet, you know what I mean? Like she hadn't even met the parents. There was no like, you know, big talks. There was no, you know, anything.
Dude,
So,
you just reminded me of a breakup I had in middle school where a girl called me and like she was like, yeah, come here, and then played a song for me. It was like a PowerPoint presentation, and she was like, "That song symbolizes that." I just don't. And I was like, "Oh my!" I was like, "I'm 13 years old.
women are
I'm
so
wearing
much more
Janko jeans and a FUBU jersey. I'm white. I don't know what's going on. You think this presentation for them? Just say you don't want to fucking hang out anymore.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Women were so much more advanced.
Oh
you know,
yeah,
as,
dude.
like, yeah, so like their breakups would be like very like well thought out, and like here we
like,
go.
So I was thinking,
and, yeah, and this is gonna happen, and guys are just like, okay, can I go like hang out with my friends? Like this is weird, you know.
I had a girl once just read like an essay to me. Basically, she wrote, and I was like correcting her grammar. No, I'm kidding. I don't know how to do that.
But let's go through the years here, because obviously we've had years and years of breakups.
Yes.
So that's how it starts, where you're just like, oh, whatever, cool, and you walk away.
Right.
And it's well, as I started drinking, my breakups became more like
sloppy.
Me. Yeah, it became more me like forcing their hand. You know what I mean? Where you're like, oh, I'm not gonna like actively break up with this person, but what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna be the worst version of myself around them,
the good old
until they get the picture. Yes. You know what I mean? Yes. So it'd be like, it would just be like, well, every time you're around me, you're just like drunk and like yelling, and you like don't like really like look at me, and like you're like fucking making jokes the whole time. Like, you know what I mean?
Like, so what, lady?
Yeah, yeah, it's like, well, I mean, that should be a pretty good hint as to what's happening. You know what I mean? And that was my experience. I mean, for like most of my drinking, it was just like, okay, I'm seeing you now, I guess. And then like eventually just being like, oh, I'm gonna like slowly just act like such a dick that you leave. And that was all out of insecurity, right? Because if I actually try, then I can get hurt. So it's easier just to not try and be a dick, and then eventually they get the picture.
That's kind of what happened with me recently. I was seeing someone.
Yep.
Okay. Things I thought were going well, and I kind of, because I don't know if I ever talked about it on here, but like a few dates in, she's like, just so you know, I just want to be completely honest. Like, I am seeing other people. And I was like, okay. She's like, are you? And I was like, not currently, no. Just this guy named Bo. But he doesn't put out, so it doesn't count. No. But no, but then I was kind of like talking to people about it, talking to my therapist about it, and they're like, and I've talked to friends, and they're like, you like her?
Yeah.
Because when she told me that, I like kind of started to withdraw.
Yeah.
And I was like, but I kind of like her. My friends were like, then do what you need to do.
Yeah.
To just, you don't want to be like, oh, I should have, whatever.
Yeah, yeah.
So I kind of was like, all right, I like this girl. So I started going for it, text more, hang out more, or whatever. And then she was like, yeah. I was like, I forget when. I don't even know what week this is anymore. I'm getting sick. You know, I'm just not, like, you're great, you're fun, whatever, blah, blah. It's just like, I'm just not feeling it. And I was like, damn. And that was me putting myself out there.
Right.
And I was like, you know what?
Yeah.
Then you start doing, as Bo and I like to talk about, just give my buddy credit for this term, scrambling. Start doing the old scramble. Start texting, going to the Rolodex. You're like, I can't be alone.
Who can warm the bed tonight? Yeah, I get it.
Help me.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's how we came to this topic, and we'll talk about older breakups and stuff like that. But what I've been doing recently to kind of, because like it's tough, but at the same time, again, I went on, I don't know, 7 dates with this girl. This isn't like
yeah, it's not gonna kill you.
Yeah, right. It's not the end of the world, but the same. I was like, damn, I'm fucking bummed about that.
Yeah.
So I started reading this book on kind of attachment theory, which is kind of interesting. I know Bo already is withdrawn. If you could tell, he's just okay. A book. Lisa will care. I know you don't give a fuck, but Lisa will care.
Quit bragging.
So, 3 types of attachment: secure, which basically no one has, right? Essentially, anxious, and then avoidant.
Okay.
So anxious is more like I'm anxious avoidant. So, and you've probably could talk to this a little bit. So anxious is where like you are, you're say you're texting with the person. You are trying to decipher every text. What does that mean? Are they being short with me? Like, is this okay?
Yeah.
And like every time you communicate, you're like, how did that conversation go? Or is everything, you know what I mean?
Yeah, so like me and Lisa. Yeah.
Yeah. And then there's avoidant,
Yeah.
which is kind of like what you did. Like you did a drink, kind of escaped, and you were just
Right.
like avoiding them.
Right.
Like you say certain things, like no, babe, I like really like you, but they're like, none of your actions show it.
Yeah.
You say the right things, but your actions don't show it. So I just want to bring that up because I've been reading about that, and it's been helping me get through it. If anyone, I forget the goddamn name of the book. It's about attachment theory. It's on Amazon. It has like a magnet on it. I'll whatever. We'll put it up. But it's really good. It's been helping me kind of decipher looking into what I've been doing, because I've been on both sides of this.
Yeah.
In the anxious one, like, is everything okay? Like,
Yeah.
Are we all right? And then there's avoidant where you're just like. Yeah, like, I don't know. I just don't really like. I'm just doing my own thing tonight. Like, I'm just hanging with my boys.
Yeah.
And it's like when someone's avoidant, right? I'm anxious.
Yeah.
And when someone's anxious, I'm avoidant. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? They're all over you.
Yeah, you're like matching their energy. I get that.
Oh, absolutely.
I mean, I think with this last girl that I was seeing, I was a little avoidant because I was like noticing red flags throughout the relationship, as we talked about, and I was just like, okay, well, I don't want to bring it up, or I don't want to like, we had conversations, but I was just like, I don't really want to like, I don't want to break up over this one. Do you know what I mean? Like, it would be a red flag, but I'd be like, this one's probably not worth the breakup yet. This isn't like the final straw. So like, okay, all right, let's give it another week. You know what I mean? And then it was just like, all right, this one's not big enough, so I'm not going to break up over this one. And then it just like kept going like that. So I slowly started to just avoid like really feeling anything in the relationship or being like very attentive, because it was just like, yeah, like this isn't working,
Yeah. You even said there was like a tiny bit of relief.
Oh, it was a lot of relief.
Like I've gotten that. There was really, I'll talk about it later, but there was one breakup where it was just rough on me. It was my college girlfriend, but like most of them is just like, you almost feel like it's things. You're like, I don't know.
Yeah.
And then once it's like just a hit of relief.
And it's almost like I was waiting for her to like really fuck up or something. You know what I mean? I was like waiting for her to like do something crazy so I could be like, oh, okay, now I have the proof that I've needed to actually do this.
It's like, did you go through my fucking phone? Do one of those.
Yeah. So the last serious breakup that I had, like I was waiting for her to kind of like make a grand mistake. Do you know what I mean?
Right.
And she didn't, but I finally hit my like breaking point of like, okay, now I have to do this. And that was the first time I'd ever broken up with somebody. Which I wasn't bad at it. I think I did a good job of like being like emotionally available for her and all that, and like actually, like face to face and doing it, I think, the best way I could. I cried more than she did by like, you know what I mean? By like she got in the car and I started bawling, you know what I mean? And I was just like trying to get through like what I had thought about to say, and she was sitting there kind of like, started to cry a little bit, but she was just like more taken aback because I was just like, blah, you know what I mean? Just like fucking, and she's like handing me tissues, you know what I mean?
As
just
you're
like,
breaking up with her.
Yeah.
Oh my
and I'm
God.
just because I was so sad that the relationship was ending, and then also I was so sad because I like didn't know like how to do it, and it was a lot to put on the line there, and I really didn't want to hurt her, you know what I mean?
Right.
So like I felt so much guilt for breaking up because I was just like, I know that this is gonna hurt you, and like I for me it's like I'd rather two people not hurt,
Yeah.
But it's like you have to do it. Like you have to break. If things are not going well, if it's a relationship that is toxic, or just unhealthy, it's like you have to do it. You have to break up, but it's painful, and it's like you're like, man, I don't even know what my life is going to look like at the end of that pain.
Yeah.
So like, why the hell would I jump in? Like, I just don't even, you know what I mean? And I think I think it was a really important thing that I did. I started doing comedy like right after. I was doing it a little bit before, but the second I broke up with her, it like helped me to take care of myself more,
right,
and to take care of my recovery and more. You know what I mean? So there's a lot of good that came out of it, but it was painful, and I mean it was months of pain and sadness, and you know what I mean. So I'm sure you've been through one like that where it like really rocked you.
Probably.
You know?
I mean, the toughest one was it was my college girlfriend. That
Yeah.
was easily the toughest one. We were together like 2.5 years.
Yeah.
College ended, and all my friends were with their now wives.
Yeah.
Like, they weren't married yet, but they were dating them, and you knew it was going that way.
Yeah.
And I was like, they're like moving in with each other, and I was like, oh my God. Is that what I have to do? Like, I don't know if I'm ready.
Yeah.
And I had my internship in Missouri, University of Missouri.
Yeah.
And I was there, flew home for my grad party, saw my college girlfriend, whatever, we had a great time. I flew back to Missouri. 3 days later, she called me and broke up with me.
Oh, God.
I was like, can we do this? I was there.
Yeah.
But I understand, whatever. That was brutal because now I'm not home. I'm not around my friends.
Yeah.
I'm in fucking Missouri.
Yeah.
Okay? My roommate's trying to read the Bible to me and shit.
Yeah.
He's from North Carolina. I tried to bring a girl home from the bar. He stopped it and then started reading a psalm to me or some shit. I'm not even kidding. This is just nice guy. But I was just like, dude, let me just bang this Missouri River rat and get this out of my... I don't care about the Lord right now.
You got your way, I got my way.
Leave me alone.
Yeah.
And he's basically trying to save me, you know, whatever. But that was a tough one. Because also, too, like, I look back at this relationship now, and, you know, I could be completely wrong, but, like, if I met a girl like that now, I would know exactly, like, the right way. She was a phenomenal girlfriend.
Yeah.
But I was an idiot dummy in college.
Yeah.
Who, like, I'd be like, all right, the cabs are here to go to the fucking bar. Are you ready? And she's like, I don't know. And I'd be like, you fucking get ready. You fucking... And just be a fucking idiot Ginzo asshole to her. Like, I would know, like, she had a lot of, like, anxieties and bad things that I had, but I just, like, was like, just fucking, like, just deal with it. You know what I mean?
Well, you were just focused on yourself.
Oh, my God, was I focused on myself. And then about a year and a half later, I got super jacked and hot, and happily ever after. Okay. No. But that was a tough one. And I remember even coming home from that internship, and I needed, like, because it ended so weirdly, it was over the phone. I was like, I needed, like, closure. Yeah. So I went and met with her at the diner, and then I was just like, we talked, and I can't even remember what was said or what happened. I just remember being like, oh yeah, it's really it's over. Yeah. Like, she really, and then like a month later she's dating someone else. So, you know.
But that heartbreak is an intense pain, huh? Like, there's really nothing like that.
Yeah, dude. If I mean, I had to go stay in Missouri a few more weeks, and then I flew home. I remember, not to make this even more sad, but I remember I had no money at the time, and neither did my father. Yeah. And my dad had to sell, like, jewelry to get me a flight home. Yeah. Some of his like personal shit. I mean, he doesn't care.
The pinky rings.
Yeah. Yeah. The gold pinky ring and some other shit. He goes, I got this shit for you because I've been saving. He goes, we'll just sell it and get you home. And I was like, all right. And I sold like a chain I had. I sold gold. This is how Ginzo is that. We were selling our gold. I just realized what I'm saying out loud. We were selling our gold chains. We were so broke to get a flight home. Dude. There's times where I feel like I'm not that Italian that I come across a story like that. And I'm like, oh, okay.
That's insane, dude. Okay.
I wanted to come home and see my friends. I was fucking miserable. Yeah. And I needed it. It was 4th of July, and all the players, everyone was gone. Yeah. So, yeah, that was easily the toughest one. The other ones were kind of relief. Yeah. Like, you know, I really, at the end, when those relationships ended, both of them were about a year. One of them, especially, I thought, that was when I was at 30, I thought I was going to marry this girl. When those ended, I was like, it was relief. Yeah. And it was like, I felt like I gave my all. Like, I feel like I was like, I did everything I could. Yeah. On my end. Yeah. I really tried. And
didn't shortchange it.
Right. And I really tried, whatever. And like, maybe it should have ended it earlier. Sure. Yes. Yeah. In hindsight. Absolutely. But I was like, I'm not leaving this. And I felt like, so like when it was done, it was relief. And I was like, all right. Yeah. Moving on. Time to go.
There's an episode of Louie where they have Charles Grodin as a co-star in it.
Right.
And Louis going through a breakup, and Charles Grodin is like the old guy that's like there to help him through it. And he's like, I'm just so sad. Like I didn't know how sad I was gonna be. And Charles Grodin is like, he's like, you don't understand. You're lucky. Like you're like, this is it. This is love. You get to feel all of it. Like you think that love is like the good times and like the being with her and the fun and the laughing. Like no, like love is experiencing the pain and missing her. And he's like at some point you're not going to miss her, and then that's going to be the real shame, you know?
Yeah.
And I think that that's kind of interesting because it's like
you said that's where you got that
most.
from, because you've said that to me before.
Yeah.
I went through a breakup in March. You're like, at least you could feel love, man.
Because it is intense. Like
and I was like,
when you do have like a serious one like that, it's like you feel the whole experience of love, of being like, oh, I actually am going to miss this person. I'm never going to have that relationship again. And there's like the sadness, and you feel it. You feel your heart like in pain, like you feel your whole body in pain.
Yeah, you can't eat
from it.
Shit
Oh
like
yeah.
that, which we can't eat.
There's something wrong.
That's how I know I have a fucking problem.
Yeah.
If I'm not hungry, I'm like, oh, this is.
Oh my god. Yeah.
I'm always hungry.
No, it's true. Like you're so like numbed, and you're so wrecked. You know. I remember I went to a meeting like every day, and every meeting I went to, I would start crying. Like the second it started, something would make me think of her, and I'd just be like fucking pouring tears. And the guys next to me, you know, would just be like, "Oh, all right, he's there," and they just let me cry and they let me feel it. And you know, after a week, like all of a sudden, I wasn't crying at meetings. All of a sudden, you know what I mean? But it's such a good human experience to have, I think. You know, and sometimes we like keep ourselves from love because we know that there's that pain on the other side.
Yeah.
Because I think it really is true. Like not every we hope that relationships and like love take us through the rest of our lives, right? Like that's always the hope. That's like our grand goal. You know, it's a dream. But for the most part, these things have a life cycle, and we become different people. We fall out of love with people, and like we're just gonna have to experience loss in our life no matter what. You know?
Yeah, man.
But I think that it's a good experience.
No, that makes sense. That actually makes sense. That's what you said to me that one time. Now I was like,
yeah, I think it's amazing.
like, that's an interesting perspective.
Yeah.
So listen, I don't know much, but I know. So close. Don't leave me, girl. Blackstreet. What do you know about that? So we're gonna take a quick break.
Yes.
Then we're gonna come back with the lovely Lisa Lampanelli, our life coach, mentor, friend, CODA member.
Head clam
in charge. We'll be right back. Hello, welcome back to the Losers with a Dream podcast. We are losers, and we have big dreams. And we brought on the head fucking clam in charge, dude.
Oh my
Lisa
God!
Lampanelli.
What a subject! Oh, in my 60 years, I've had many a breakup, and sometimes I even had multiple breakups with the same guy. I think I had literally lost track in double digits of one of the guys that I went out with.
What was the guy's name?
Pothead Tommy. It's in my book. It's in my non-bestseller autobiography, Chocolate Please. And I'm telling you, it was on and off, on and off, on and off. It was the most horrendous up and down of my life. But I will say, I always like to come on and shit on you guys for a while.
Yeah.
But I'm not going to right now, because I'm going to say,
Okay.
I do think it's pretty brave for men, straight men, to come out and talk about that breakups are hard.
Yeah.
And crying and having all the range of emotions. Because what happens is guys have that stupid fucking attitude, or we think they all have the attitude of like, oh, the way to get over a girl is to get under one, or some fucking shit like that.
Crying over spilled clam.
Yeah, I mean, is that a saying? That's going to be a bumper sticker for us.
On our
But
Patreon.
like everybody thinks guys don't go through that, and they just do. So
Yeah,
I applaud you for not worrying that you sound too queer, because that is really hard. Also, the second point is I do not envy you guys. It is so hard dating.
Yeah.
Like I literally am the happiest knowledge of my life is I will never have to date again. It is the fucking worst.
Do you truly feel like you'll never ever?
Oh my God. And
At
it's,
this moment.
I think 5% of it's fear of hurt. And the
Yeah.
other 95% is like, oh my God, it's just so much fucking fun to be on your own and call your own shots. Because I had
Yeah.
50 years of not.
Yeah.
So I always had boyfriends up until I was 50 or husbands. And then you're like, oh my God, these past 9-10 years have been fucking great. So I think it's just knowing what you want, but also knowing 5% probably is that, hey, well, at least, you know, I don't have to fucking get broken up with or
Yeah.
go through those shitty talks. Ugh, I don't want to watch what somebody else wants to watch. I don't want to fucking even take you into consideration when I'm making plans.
Yeah.
Sometimes I even get mad at Parker, my dog,
Yeah.
because he makes me rethink plans.
Right.
So if I'm getting mad at a little 12-pound dog because I can't go away on a spur of the moment,
Yeah.
I'm going to really hate a guy.
Yeah.
So I do applaud you, and you're fearlessly going forth. However, I know it's mostly motivated by getting your dick wet, so it's not really that much of an applause break
Yeah,
deserved
it's,
by either one of you. And Bo, an applause break is that thing that you get when you're a good
Wow.
comic. Nick gets them all the time. Just had to do that because you kind of were shitting on him before.
Yeah.
I had to stick up for the guineas.
I earned it.
Once I sold my gold chastity belt.
Dude, as it was coming out of my
fly.
mouth, I was like,
Dude, that is
the
some
fuck?
shit.
It's true.
It is actually very sad that your father had to sell things.
It sucked. We have no money. Zero money.
Yeah, but
yeah.
you came through it. So here's what I want to say. Yeah, this is an important discussion. I like that you guys are putting it out there. Dating is horrible. The end. End of episode.
Yes.
No,
Let's go to this diner.
but Bo, I really could relate to you so much because I remember dating guys, and it just would feel like, it's not quite right. But he
Yeah.
didn't do anything bad enough for me to break up with him about.
Yeah.
So I would always wish, I would call my friends and I'd be like, why can't he just cheat?
Yeah.
Because I'll catch it because I'm always smarter than anyone I date, which is probably why we break up. And I'm like, okay, why can't he just hit me? Like,
Yeah.
it would be so great if some paisan just gave you a fucking backhand on Valentine's Day because on Valentine's Day you hit with an open hand. It ain't like Christmas where you get the full fist and on Super Bowl Sunday. You really... No, but like seriously, man, I used to always wish the guy would do something horrible, so I'd have the excuse, but then I'd have to actually be the brave person and have the fucking conversation. So that's why I applaud the way your breakup took place this time, Bo.
Yeah.
Because she had the balls to just kind of say it before it got too terrible.
Yeah.
Because it could have gotten ugly.
Oh yeah.
Because you guys go to some of the similar top secret meetings,
Sure.
then you'd be dreading bumping into her and
Yeah.
being like, oh, now I gotta fucking not talk real or cry about my new girlfriend in front of her, which would really suck.
Yeah.
So I'm proud of you that you didn't kind of try to keep it going just out of loneliness.
Yeah. Me too.
Was there any temptation, because it is, we just passed the holidays, was there any temptation to just kind of stick it out a little bit longer because of those external factors?
Yeah. In my mind, I was like, we'll just play it through the holidays. But
You mean if she hadn't broken up with you?
Yeah. Of course. Yeah. And I think that would have been a horrible mistake because then
You're right.
There's so much more that goes into the holidays. Like you meet the family.
Oh, there's
you
a big
know.
investment. I remember one spoken. Remember when we'll never forget. We'll never cease to remind him coming in second in the Connecticut comedy competition, and he said, "Oh, now I got to spend $50 on her because he won 500." I'm like, 50? What a cheap bastard! But you know, so you kept the money.
Yeah.
So that's
right.
a good
Yeah.
thing. You know,
Yeah.
and it is a lot of money and effort gets wasted, but it actually isn't a waste. That I take that back. A lot of money and effort gets invested in learning what's right for us.
Yeah.
So, what did you learn through the breakup? First of all, even for that short of a relationship, it's still an investment. What did you learn from that?
I learned that I need to probably like identify the red flags quicker
Right.
and be a little bit more like, okay, this is, you know what I mean? Like sniff it out.
And this is
And
not
don't-
saying that you're saying red flags in her. You're saying in the combination of you two.
It's not she's a bad person or anything like that. It's
Right.
more like, okay, this is like the compatibility issue.
Right.
So yeah, like figure out those compatibility problems faster.
Right.
So that if I do need to make that decision, I make it quickly, and then there's less of a harm or a foul. You know what I mean?
So like with any death, you know, like when people die, even sometimes if they're sick, people have that little bit of relief and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So do you think you kind of, in a way, knew it wasn't going to work out kind
Yeah.
of early in?
Oh yeah.
Like, how long do you think you stayed too long at the fair?
I think I stayed too long, an extra month.
Okay, so it's
I
not
think
bad.
it was 2 months, and the second month was shouldn't have happened.
Right.
But you know.
But at least it all happened with dignity. That's what I like about this, because
Yeah.
I remember some of my breakups were hilariously undignified. Like, I remember I was thinking about this topic, and I remember this guy I dated, Steve Cohen, my only Jewish boyfriend.
The guy who owns the Mets.
Yes. And I remember when he and I broke up. I broke up with him, actually. Oh, it was really, really nasty.
Threw a yarmulke at him.
No, I did not. It was right before Hanukkah because I didn't want 9 shitty gifts. So, no, I broke up with him because it just wasn't going to work out.
Yeah.
And I think, honestly, at the time, I was just starting to get some fame, and I was like, okay, come on. No, I'm serious. I know it's terrible.
No, it's awesome.
it's like-
we get it.
He's like 5'9". I need somebody taller. I know. I was like a guy.
Yeah.
And I also thought, too, let's be honest. He's a beginning broker at like a Morgan Stanley or something. He's never going to make money. Like, I didn't have any faith in the guy. I know. I'm telling you. I was like,
No,
it was
this is the best.
No, it was bad.
Yeah.
But I
That's
literally, this is how bad I am with a breakup in the old days. This is 30 years ago. I remember he called me out of nowhere once, and he just said, so, how you doing? I just wanted to let you know I have a serious girlfriend now. Like, I don't know why people do that.
Yeah.
But it enraged me because I was like, oh, he had been all crying and sad when we broke up. So here's the quote that I hope you never hear from a girl. I go, oh, really? Oh, that's great. And guess what, man? I think you and I both know that a day is not going to go by where you don't think about Lisa Lampanelli.
Oh my god.
I literally said that sentence plus putting myself in the third person because I was replaced and I had so much anger about that. But yet I had broken up with him and then he replaced me. So he did it exactly right. But I can't
was
stand that.
fucking great.
Well, do you know? Thank God I changed his name for this story.
Yeah.
It was slightly less Jewy. He emailed me like 10 years later and he goes, through my website because I was famous by then. He goes, I remember what you said, and a day hasn't gone by. I thought about Lisa Lampanelli, and I look him up. He has a wife and kids, and I say, you should be ashamed, and I press delete. So I had grown up in fucking 10 years. But is that insane? Like, I had some very undignified breakups. I also used to always quote movies. Like and my guys were too stupid to watch good movies.
Yeah.
So I'd always at the end go, oh, like I quote something from like The Way We Were, or Sex in the City. I'd go, oh, I guess it's the end of an era. And in my head, I'd be going, good fucking breakup speech, Lampanelli. Yeah. So I am an expert at breaking up badly.
Yeah.
So at least you guys at your age are going way better than I was.
Yeah.
One thing I do object to, however, Nicholas.
Knew it.
Nicholas is I don't know if you've done this, Bo, but how about when you do go through a breakup and you kind of say to yourself, hey, this is great. I'm not closed off. Well, I had my sadness, which I think is very healthy. Stop Frenching the mic, Nick.
I was just thinking of Bo.
Okay. You go, oh, I'm so mature. I've cried. I really got it out of my system. I've mourned this. And I move on to perhaps a new person on the apps or someone in life, which I think is very healthy, because the trick with a breakup is to not let it close you off to everyone else and suddenly women are all cunts. We all hate that guy.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, that is not what we do here at Losers with a Dream LLC.
Yes, don't forget
Except
the
during
LLC.
our live show, which I did.
No, 100%.
Yeah,
You got
Bo,
through the anger. He got through
If
the
you
anger.
came to the Bridgeport Stress Factory one, you witnessed Bo trying to win you guys back for 30 minutes.
Yeah, we're sorry.
Said clam 75 times.
Well,
Made a
so
Gabby
here's
Petito
the deal
joke.
with you, okay? Nick, here's how stupid you
true.
are.
Yep.
You, if some recent memory serves me in my Alzheimer-free brain, you, instead of moving slightly forward after your recent dumping, decided that, as Larry Miller, the famous comic, used to say, I'm going to put sour milk, take it out of the fridge, and see if it's gotten less sour. So let me just go back in the old Rolodex of time and
Scramble it, baby!
Yeah.
How do you like those eggs?
So it's like the trick. He texts a girl from the recent past and says, "Hey, you want to grab coffee?" Which
Oh,
no girl.
no.
Shut up, Nick. And no girl has ever heard that and not thought, "Oh my God." Oh, maybe there's a chance again, even though he dumped me and said, like, I was a clam. So, luckily for you, though, and her clam memory was
good.
on point and was like, oh, I thought I annoyed you and you didn't like me. So, I think she saved you from another potential breakup. So, stop going backwards. Why did you do it? Why do you think you be honest.
Dad?
Yeah, why did you think what was the feeling that led to you kind of going backwards instead of going, you know what, I'm just going to move on?
I was just spiraling emotionally. That was all. It was literally the day I got dumped, and then I was like, I got a text from that girl, and it took me like 2 hours to think of like a calm, normal response
Right.
that wasn't like mean or anything. Not that I'm not even really like that, honestly. But
No, I
I was
know.
just like, what sounds good? Like, whatever. I had to think it out. So I did that. I went to the gym, and then I was like, I got home, and I was done for the rest of the day. And
Right.
I was like, I got to distract myself.
Yeah.
But here's the
They're
problem. There's ways to
distractions.
distract yourself that don't end up potentially hurting anybody else.
You can only watch so
So-
many episodes of Sopranos.
Well, you can also pick up the booze,
Yeah.
pick
don't
up
do that,
the
though.
heroin,
Yeah.
pick
Picked up
the
some
food.
sushi.
There you go.
A little porn there.
Yeah, little porn.
Little
But
bit.
honestly, I think that's what we, in
Tranny
all
porn.
seriousness, have to do is go, I could text that person from my past. Like this fucking douchebag Steve Cohen emailing me out of nowhere going, yeah, I do think about you a lot. It's like work on your own marriage and yourself. Because that, if I was weaker in the moment, I could have been roped into something really shitty.
Yeah.
So I think, I'm not shitting on you, Nick. Guys your age make this mistake all the time. And by the way, people in general make that mistake up to the age of fucking 80 to dead.
Yeah.
But if we got to think one step ahead, it's like, oh, that could potentially fuck with somebody else. And I don't think that's you.
No.
no, it was just in the moment. It was like
It was dumb.
the few days after that happened. It was literally of just like me distracting myself. Like I was making lists of things I had to do, like even like errands.
right. That's
just to be
fine.
like,
But that's fine too.
Just let me distract, and then I'm like, what can I put on that won't make me think too much, or what? Like,
Right.
I know, that's why, like, if I watch Sopranos, I know what's gonna happen. I watch old podcasts, I know what's gonna happen. I'm not
Okay, so
anxious.
do you then realize the error of your ways?
Yeah, I knew it
and do you
as I
feel
was doing it.
bad? Because that was never going to work out with this other one that you texted. It just was never going to work out because you guys aren't compatible. But I get the temptation. We've all done it.
Yeah.
But try not to anymore because it would just hurt somebody else.
It's true.
It took me like a year and a half to stop going back to my last ex.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Just because I would get sad or and I would just be like, okay, I know, because I knew that she would pick up the phone. I knew she would come over. I knew, like, you know what I mean? It was just like an easy hit that I could always get.
Yeah.
And eventually she like
She
took it
pulled
upon
the plug.
herself to be like, no, like I'm not going to let you do this to me anymore.
And that's probably the wake up call she needed too. And
Yeah.
also, I like that the one that Nick had texts, she really had fucking stood up to you and been like, yeah, well, you know, it's not going to work because you
Yeah.
said it wasn't going to work. So why are you doing this? Which I thought was good because it
Yeah,
kind
it
of,
is really good.
once somebody kind of hammers us, we're like, ooh, I guess I shouldn't do that anymore.
Yeah.
You know?
I know.
So get your ass on the apps if they're not already there. Move
I'm on Uber Eats.
Forget about it. Also, I think let's have a real frank discussion. And this is not saying Nick is stupid because he's not.
Yeah.
If a girl says I'm seeing someone else, she's seeing somebody else and likes them better. If a
Yeah.
guy says he's seeing someone, no one brings that up hoping you're going to say, I don't know. What do you say? They go, hey, are we seeing other people? Not, you know I'm seeing other people, right?
Yeah.
So you missed a red flag. Okay, you missed a pink flag because it wasn't like, hey, I like someone better, but let's continue boning for a while, which,
Yeah.
then you know. So pink flag, I think, don't you kind of agree now that if someone says, I'm seeing other guys, you know that, right?
Yeah. I also thought, because this is the thing, too, is I'll just say her age. She's 27, and she's never had a relationship.
Yeah.
Which is, no, that's a big one.
Either you're a creepy Christian like Lou.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude!
No.
No, but like that was a red flag, and I was like, and she would say things once in a while that looking back, I'm like, huh? She'd be like, yeah, I'm just like, if this is a big deal for you, or like say something and then like try to like almost push away immediately.
Yeah.
Right.
You know what I mean? And it was like, but I mean, I was like, you know what? I'm focusing on the wrong shit. I'm having fun with her. It's fine. Let me just move forward with this.
But here's one
Right.
thing I do like about this. You did sort of put yourself in there emotionally and did take a chance. And it's better that it failed with you taking a chance than you going like, I really didn't go. I didn't show up emotionally. So it's
Yeah.
never going to work no matter what if it doesn't.
Yeah,
if you don't.
I've had way more. I think we've talked about it on here before. I've had way more regrets about not going all in or not doing enough than with,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Like that I will always regret. So at least I like look back and go, did your best, man. Did everything you wanted to do. Don't overthink it. A buddy of mine gave me that advice too. I was like talking about like what to text. He goes, dude, don't overthink this shit. He goes, you got to be you. If they don't like it, what can you do?
Yeah.
He's like, just what do you feel? Do you want to talk to her right now? Text her. Don't overthink. Like, oh, I'll talk to her an hour ago.
Oh, the overthinking is the worst. We got to do an episode on overthinking because honestly, we get so crazy in our heads, and none of this is reality. No, you're not off the hook, Bo.
Okay.
It seemed like you, because this had been me up till I stopped dating. Seems like you kind of okay, by the way, when you got a girlfriend, you were so fucking excited. It's like you got a puppy.
Yeah, definitely.
It was almost like I locked it down. Yay!
I love love.
Right,
I get
which is
excited,
just
yeah.
codependence.
Yeah, sure.
So here's what it is. We all love the good feelings, but with the wrong person, it's going to end. So how do you kind of think you like the idea of having a smart, cool girlfriend more than you actually liked this smart, cool person?
Yeah, probably. Yeah, I think I like the idea of being with someone, and then like I start to meet somebody. Like, oh, all right, they could fit. All right, there's a few things that are not working there, but it helped me figure out for the next one. I think.
But I mean, do you
know?
think like the idea of being it's something to cross off a list is appealing? Because I think that's what we go through sometimes is we're like, okay, so I got the girl locked down, gonna fucking get the house. Do you feel like it was like insert girl here sometimes, but not like with low standards because she was very cool and you
Yeah.
had high standards with her. But do you think kind of has to be thought of more as like not just something to cross off a list of goals?
Yeah, I guess. I mean, I think it has to happen organically. I can't force it into the box just because I want it to be crossed off.
Right.
But I think that I also at the same time have to just be open to anything and hoping that it works out. Like I'm always going to be hopeful that happens. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. I think.
Well, no, I think the hope is great.
Yeah.
But not the overly. You'll survive no matter what.
Yeah.
Like, there's no way any of you guys are going to kill yourselves if you don't have a fucking girlfriend.
Yeah.
Like, you're all going to be fine. Your suicidal personality trait isn't going to come out and somehow slit your throat unless I tell it to. So you're going to be fine. It's just kind of it's that staying too long, like we talked about in a different podcast when we just know we shouldn't.
Yeah.
What do you think, by the way, what do you think of all those tears were really about? That former breakup, like that was a big mountain of tears when you think about it, because it was a few years ago, right?
Yeah.
What do you think now that you've had time to process it? What were those about?
It was a lot of fear it was also the end of a really codependent situation. So I was kind of taking a leap of faith on like being with myself that was so terrifying to me. And you know, like I was basically her caretaker for the most part, so it was a lot of my purpose as well. So there was just a lot of fear over what was going to become of me and whether or not I was going to be okay through it. So it was like a huge step into like unknown territory. And I knew it had to happen, but I was just so scared. And I think that when she walked in, I was also scared of hurting her because I had been so codependent. And so it's like, you know, you caretake something and then all of a sudden you have to kill it. It's like, you know what I mean? Like that's a terrifying thought. Cause it's like, oh, I've been like, for years I've been trying to keep this thing happy and like make this thing happy.
Right.
And now I have to like knowingly hurt, you know? And that was, I think, the
do you think
reason.
any part of you, and I bet the answer is no, but just curious, do you think any part of any of that crying was emotional manipulation? Because I know sometimes we subconsciously do kind of cry to get, not to get sympathy consciously, but we just go, oh, that was a little bit about me looking like I'm in pain so that you kind of feel sorry for me, even though I'm doing this dirty work.
Yeah, I don't think so. I think.
Well, I would think about that if I were you. No,
no,
because
I think I was in just that amount of pain, and I did feel so guilty about the timing of when I broke up with her, and like I just felt I just felt terrible. I was in like shell shock.
So most of it is like when we talked about in that episode about Death of a Dream. It's like your whole dream for your life was like, what is this? What is my life even going to look like now that I don't have this dream is gone?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Well, I was like taking her to her like, you know, doctor's appointments and stuff because she was having like health problems.
Because she was 75 years old. It was so sad.
But I was like, I want to go to the OBGYN.
Bo loves a cougar. Actually, he loves a lion. He loves a Tyrannosaurus Rex.
You can take her
Taking her
teeth
to like
out.
doctor's appointments. Jesus Christ. The minute somebody asked me to take him to the doctors, by the way, I'm like, I'm done.
Yeah,
I remember Jimmy Big Balls got sick with an ear infection once, and I was like, can you Uber that? Because I just... I remember when he got weight loss surgery, like you're supposed to fucking wait for them and like hang out with them in the room. And I'm like, I think I'm just going to go back to the city. I know. So we'll do an episode on emotional closed offness next. No, but I think also one last thing. First of all, again, I compliment you guys on being so open. I think it's really great for men to talk about this. I think, and we can round table this, I think closure is fucking bullshit. It's a faulty concept. It's never closed, meaning no conversation has led to closure. No, oh, let's meet up one last time has led to closure. You feel it until you feel it.
Yeah.
So I think that whole thing of like, I think we have to sit down and have that one last talk. It's all fucking bullshit.
Yeah.
And they say that about death too, or anything else. So I think closure is just something that doesn't really exist. What do you think?
I think so. I think it's used as a manipulative tool to like inspire hope or get something from the other person.
Right. So when Nick called the girlfriend and said, I just need closure and meet, where was it? Where'd you guys meet after Missouri?
Blue Colony Diner in Newtown, Connecticut.
Oh, I've been there many times.
I think I did it just because I wanted to try and bang her one last time.
See,
I'm pretty
that's
sure.
the thing. I know.
Like, you want to go to your car? Or?
Yeah.
So it is kind of like a manipulation.
Oh, 100%.
It always is.
Put my wiener on a plate and I said, you hungry?
And she said, absolutely not. She goes, I have a burnt one at home.
Black guy.
We get it. Thank you. Oh, my God.
All right, are we done or what?
Yeah, and I want to say one last thing. You guys continue with your dating. Please, what are you doing?
Bo wants to do the I love us. And he,
No,
and he
I'm
started.
saying-
And he went like this. I just saw him wind up and he went, and he started talking.
I just want to say what I said to a friend who's been interviewing for jobs, and she likes one part of it, but not the other. And then she doesn't like this, she likes that. I said, with girls, with guys, with jobs, with anything, it's always the wrong one till it's the right one. So don't worry, because it's Oh, just as long as you keep in the game and you keep trying, unlike me who has opted out and has a shriveled clam. Ew. Not literally. No. Just keep, you just stay in the fucking game.
Yeah.
And it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Because you're learning from all this stuff. You're
Yeah.
two little ducklings waddling down the street, and hopefully you'll get hit by an enormous car.
Somebody
Quit
make that
playing
art.
games with my heart.
With your fart. Oh my God. All right, let's get out of here. Maybe we'll come back next week. Maybe not.
We will.
Okay, we
Shut
will.
up.
See you next week. I love sex. Hey, thanks for listening to Losers with a Dream. We'll see you next week when you got more time to kill. Fucking hate these guys.